Hey everybody, it's your boy Marcus Norman from Gentleman Style Podcast Show. Today you all are in for a very, very special treat. This woman is incredible. And there's no words to describe how powerful this guest is that I'm bringing to you guys today. She is absolutely dynamic and she is changing the world through science. So I'm not going to hold her back anymore. You all just have to stay tuned for this guest of mine. She's a very, very special guest. Here we go. Hey everybody, it's your boy Marcus Norman from Gentleman Style Podcast Show. Today we have an incredible guest. Miss Somide is inspiring the youth and through realizing their passion early in order to pursue and excel in their purpose. Miss Somide is also from Kaduna, Nigeria. She migrated to the United States as a teenager with her family. Having decided to pursue a computer science degree as early as the 10th grade, y'all, she's also acquired a master's degree in technology management at UMUC and a project management professional certificate from PMI. As the founder and CEO of Innovant Technologies LLC, she invented the first ever computer science educational interactive doll, Miss Xiaomi. She's also an author, y'all. She authored the Somi-Computer Science Princess Can Code storybook and computer science activity books. This woman also has a nonprofit. No surprise there, right? She's multi-talented individual. So please help me welcome to the stage, Miss Somide.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us on the Gentleman Style Podcast Show. It is a pleasure to have you and host you, Queen. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that intro. That was like awesome and so energetic. You got me all excited.
Absolutely. I have to shine the biggest light on you. This is about you. This is your special day. So you deserve nothing but the best.
No problem. Thank you.
You're welcome. So diving right in, I always ask this question, and I have to ask this question because it inspires. But what inspires you every day to wake up and do what you do? I read your resume and it's extensive. You do so much. What inspires you every day to wake up and do what you do?
Fulfillment. So when I started this whole journey, as a software engineer, I worked as a software engineer for about 17 years in industry. And I got to a point in my life a few years ago, I was discontent with my life. And I just had this incessant desire to give back to the community because I felt like that's where I would get my source of joy. I feel more complete and purpose driven. So what drives me today is now everything that I've birthed through me that I believe the Lord has given me is giving me a sense of purpose, is giving me a sense of joy. I feel more fulfilled. So that's what drives me every day to see the impact I'm making in children's lives, the impact I'm able to make in the community, even just inspiring other people. That's when things get hard and I just think about them. This is for them. It gives me joy. So it like fuels me in return. And that's what keeps me going.
A heart of gold, y'all. A heart of gold.
The crowd. I love the crowd.
Not only is she intelligent, a software engineer, beautiful, but she's also has a heart of gold, y'all. That's who's coming to the stage today in Gentleman Style Podcast platform. So that makes sense, right? The children are our future. And what you just said is profound. And a lot of people forget that it's not about us anymore, right? It's not about us. It's our future, and our future is our kids. And that's what inspires you every day. So that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. What's a morning routine that has led to your success in your career that you do every day? Is it yoga? Is it reading a book? Is it stretching? What do you do that really empowers you, that makes your day better?
Yes, I mean, honestly, I'm still improving on that process as well as I go. But with the successes I've had so far, one thing I know that I have been doing consistently, workout is not one of them. It should be, though.
You look great.
Thank you. I'm still working on that. But waking up in the morning, as I said before, I'm a woman of faith. So getting my mind grounded, because as an entrepreneur or just even dealing with day-to-day life, I'm a mom. There can be a lot of things just in your mind that can, as soon as you wake up, it boggles your mind. So just having that woosah moment, I get in the word of God. I just read on it, let it edify my spirit. I meditate on it. I pray. Having that grounded moment is really important to get you through the day. And then after that, the key, I believe, to being productive, and sticking to it. I have a PMP certification, that's project management, and the skills I've acquired with that, helps to teach me how to take complex tasks and break it down into more bite-sized components or bite-sized tasks that you can complete. So the first thing when you get in front of your desk after you've gotten your morning stuff done before your workday starts is to write it down. Do not put it in your brain. Write it down. What do you want to accomplish today? Do not create a list of 10 or 15. That's probably a little too much. At least three that you can commit. You can have extras like, okay, if I get to do these, that's great. But just those three that you need to do to push the needle forward to make progress, because every baby step is progress. That's what I've realized, because there was one point I got burnt out, because I was running hard. Everything you see me accomplish, at one point I was just going back to back to back to back to back, and I really wasn't giving myself the TLC, the tender love and care that I needed, and I actually got burnt out. And even during that burnt out season, I still made progress because I told myself baby step matter, making that phone call, network with someone, like even if it's just one thing you accomplish a day, those baby steps add up. So I believe that's what has gotten me here today, making sure you set goals as little as 1 to 3 tasks a day that'll push the needle forward, commit to it. If someone is trying to call you and chat for an hour and they're infringing on your time, you need to be able to say no or not pick up that call. You have to be dedicated to yourself, be dedicated to your schedule and stick with it. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. And you unpacked it a lot. And that's huge, right? That makes a lot of sense, because if you don't write it out and if you leave it up here, you're going to forget it. And not necessarily forget, but it's going to fall to the recesses of your mind. And so you got to get it out. You got, if it's a cork board, if it's a sponge board, that you just have to write it out so that it's out of your mind. And now it's physical. It's a tangible thing. You've now taken the first action on the item. So what you said was powerful and is so true. So thank you for that. That's huge. Problem. Absolutely. So I have an idea of who you remind me of, but who's someone in history, living or deceased, that you admire greatly?
Wow, I'm actually looking forward to hear your response. I'm not sure if it'll be the same as mine, but the one person, I mean, besides of course our parents, I've always been there, but the one person that he's late now, but his message really changed my mindset, and that mindset shift, oh my God, it really changed how I perceive things. It really changed how I perceive myself. It really helped me realize what self-love actually meant, and actually implement it, to actually have more empathy towards other people, understanding other people's struggles. And that man's name is Dr. Miles Monroe. He's called Mr. Purpose. His ministry, on his videos are all over YouTube, y'all, so it's free. It really transformed my mind. And that's how the genesis, I believe, of all this started unfolding. This was back in late 2015 that I really started diving into his word, because I really needed a relief in my life at that time. And it really transformed my mind. So what was your answer?
My answer, so that's huge. I love Dr. Miles Monroe, and rest in peace, right? Because he's not with us anymore. But even today, his word, his scripture, his teachings are still prevalent and irrelevant. That's the big thing. They're relevant even today. You remind me of Miss Mary Daly. She was the first African American woman to earn a PhD in chemistry in the U.S. And so you remind me of her. You remind me of that frontier, pushing forward, not letting obstacles get in your way, not letting someone dictate who you are, right? Society has used to have a belief system around women. And as an African American woman, you have pushed past those barriers and those stigmas. And so I applaud you and kudos to you. You all,
Thank you.
So that's who you remind me of. So give her a round of applause, y'all. Miss Somide. taking charge, leading the way. You were going to say something. I'm sorry.
No, I just said thank you. No, I said I was actually I haven't heard her name before. I don't know why, but I will research her since you brought it up. So I'm very intrigued by that. But thank you for that honor of reminding you of her.
Absolutely. Anytime. We have to pay some bills, y'all. We have to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. But stay tuned. Stay with us. Miss Sumai will bring her right back. I promise. Good day, podcast listeners. This is your boy, Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show. I wanted to let you guys know that we will be rolling out a new feature and adding a join sponsor button next to the subscriber button here at the bottom of your screen. Once you click the button, it will display 3 membership levels. Gentleman Gentry, which is our entry level, Duke Duchess, which is our season level, and the Emperor and Empress, which is our most sophisticated level, which you will receive unique perks and benefits at each differing level and gain access to our community tab. We will also be sharing polls, upcoming events, and interviews, as well as receive feedback from our sponsors directly. Your support helps me find new and exciting guests to bring to the stage live. Well, in order to get the higher end speakers, it requires, you guessed it, money. So thank you for tuning in to my channel. And if becoming a sponsor sounds good to you, then select the join button below and choose your desired sponsor level. Let's continue to grow and serve the future of generations of men and women to come. Love you guys. Bye. Hey everybody, we got the incredible, amazing Miss Sumide here on the Gentleman Style Podcast stage. Isn't she fantastic, y'all? Not only is she smart, intelligent, beautiful, she has a heart of gold, y'all. She is incredible, and she's giving back with us, and she's teaching us today on the Gentleman Style Podcast platform and telling us about her amazing invention. So Miss Sumide, what inspired you to invent the Xiaomi doll?
All right. So we got to take it back to the genesis of how everything got started. So like I said, when I was feeling unfulfilled and I thought, okay, I needed a way to give back to community. Being a software engineer in corporate America, I know the challenges minority Black females like myself have. Most of the time I'm the only woman in the room, but I've been able to hold my ground and have confidence, with that. So I figured, do you know what? A good way to give back is to create a scholarship program for minority girls pursuing computer science in college. That was the first thought. But then I thought deeper into that. Like, if I am going to help increase the number of minority girls thriving in this field, I actually need to catch them younger, because by the time they reach 12th grade, they've decided what they want to major in. So I had to now target high schoolers, middle schoolers, elementary schoolers. So the wheels started turning, like, okay, what kind of products and services could I create that would help communicate the 3 main benefits of computer science, which is to foster your logical reasoning skills. When doing that can actually help you make better decisions in life, because now you know how to think better. So it's a skill you can use anywhere. Also, problem solving skills. It helps you fine tune that, so you actually look for the root cause of the problem, not just.
So I can't hear you.
We can't hear me?
Now we can hear you. Yes.
Oh, sorry.
So you fell off at, now you can dig deeper and now you can get to the root of the problem, those critical thinking skills.
Oh, right.
That's where you fell off.
With problem solving, I talked about problem solving skills.
Yes.
Okay, yes. And then the third one is boosting your creativity, thinking outside the box to actually come up with solutions to solve those problems. So those are the main 3 benefits I'm working on pushing with the products and services that I'm creating, because I believe this skill sets, you can use it anywhere in your life. You don't necessarily have to grow up to be a software engineer, but you can learn these 3 things. So I was thinking, in order to grab a child's attention, it has to be entertaining, right? Because some of the pain points I've heard from parents and guardians is that kids think, computer science is boring, or that it's too hard. They feel like they're not smart enough. Right. Mm-hmm. And they also would like to see more relatable mentors, because most of the time their teachers don't look like them. So they might not feel as comfortable if they need help. So with those things in mind, I just, like I said again, I'm a woman of God, and I feel like the Lord is the one giving me these ideas. So I thought, I can create this young character, this relatable Black girl character called Xiaomi, and in the storybook. So I started off with a storybook. So before there was a doll, there's actually a storybook. Just for those that don't
Love
know,
it.
this is what it looks like. Yes. So
Yes.
so and the whole point of this is, one, it's entertaining and of course educational. So as a young child reads this, they're enjoying her life story, but she actually is taking them on a journey, and she identified aspects or concepts of computer science in her everyday life. So like in the first page, the first section of the book here, her mom is actually her mentor as a software engineer. You see how it says Queen, Code Queen, but on the right side, you see it has the traffic light. So in this example, she looks up and because she's learning computer programming concepts, right? So she pairs the concepts of loops to a traffic light switching from red, yellow, green, and back again. So that's a cycle. So, I did that. I break down these computer science concepts in a way that I feel like kids can understand, and it's not going above their heads. So I have I actually have a computer science glossary in the storybook. I have actually 2 exercises as well in the storybook, and it's actually 2 chapters as well as a picture book. So it's a combination. I target ages 7 to 11 when I created this, and I have a special surprise at the end because I touch on AI, which is huge nowadays. I'm sure most folks have heard about artificial intelligence, right? I touch on that.
Yes.
So there's a special birthday surprise at the end. And,
What?
I just love, so that's a quick little freebie for everybody watching. But, it's something to inspire the kids, right? To get them excited about this, because you never know. I'm trying to unlock a child's gift, because I believe everyone has been given a gift, one or more. And, I want to break that mental glass ceiling, because we are influenced by our environment. And if you're in an environment where the people around you are not really helping you to grow or nurture those innate talents, it might stay dormant for a long time. So with my products and services, one, they're geared towards to be entertaining. Wasn't that entertaining, right? Did that grab their attention? But also educational, to inject that wisdom in them. So maybe to light a spark in a child's mind that I can do this. Actually, and what I love, seeing the feedback, it gives me encouragement that I'm doing the right thing. So my book's actually available on my website and on Amazon. And some of my Amazon reviews, one of them initially stood out to me. There was a mom, Innovant-Tech.com. There was a mom that says her daughter had never been interested in computer science before, but after reading this book, now she wants to be a computer specialist. And that was just, honestly, that feedback warmed my heart. It encouraged me. This was my very first book ever. Encouraged me that I'm doing the right thing. I am on the right path. So getting those kind of feedback, even from you, Marcus, the things that you've said, it gives me encouragement that I'm doing the right thing. I should keep pushing. So yes. So after the book, I keep thinking about other ways, other products. By the way, this is the first book in the series. I want to turn this to a series, Xiaomi, the Computer Scientist. This book is subtitled Princess Can Code. So that's the first one. I would love to create more and eventually turn into an animated cartoon series, by God's grace.
Woo!
So
Yes.
amen,
Yes.
amen. So the next idea that came up, I was like, how else can I reach the kids? So I just thought a doll. Honestly, I can't take credit for these ideas. Like I said, the Lord gives me ideas, because I didn't really grow up with dolls. I grew up in Nigeria. The only we had, I had hand-me-downs from my sister, okay? And the only doll, like real doll, that I had was a hand-me-down from my sister, and it was a Caucasian doll, blonde hair, blue eyes, the typical. So when I got this idea, I'm like, it's also a means to have a relatable character that kids can interact with and touch and see themselves in. But what's going to be the educational component? It's going to be the voiceover box that actually teaches computer science in a fun way. And that's how I started with that. And I actually recorded the voiceover myself.
It's you?
It's me. I had
What?
someone auditing my voice to sound younger. So I tried actually interviewed a couple of kids, but they weren't getting the inflection in their voice correctly, because I believe inflection can add even more meaning to the definition of a term, a computer science term. So, for example, like a computer bug, right? A bug, it goes, a bug is an error in a program or algorithm that causes something unexpected to happen. So it's like that inflection and that high pitch inflection. One, it makes it exciting, and it's also communicating to the child that it's something serious. A bug is something serious. So that's kind of how it worked out. This is just a quick little. This is my second prototype I'm working on right now. So for y'all out there, y'all got lucky today. This is what it looks like right now.
And who is the doll designed of? Who is that? Who is that young lady?
I designed everything, and I used a composite of photos. So I did use mostly my photo. I just sent it to the illustrator, right? I used my photo for most of it. I won't lie, that's pretty much what it is. The hair, in the Black community, it's been a big wave of this natural hair movement, a few years ago. Right. And I finally went back natural for the third time, for those that understand, so I was just seeing all this beautiful hair styles online, and I'm like, how do I want to style her hair? And I kind of just picked and choose, because I wanted her to have big, beautiful Afro curls. So I came up with the puffs with the bows, and then the side braids. That's the Fulani braids. Actually, I'm actually from Nigeria, and in Nigeria we have Fulani people there as well. So it's from West Africa. So it's like the side braids with the beads. So it ties to our culture. So even in the book, her parents are from Nigeria, so she's kind of like Nigerian American like me. So she her knee patches is cut out from Ankara fabric, for those that understand the Ankara fabric. So she kind of ties a bit of her West African roots in the story and just how she's made. But yeah, I designed everything.
Give it up for Miss Bukola. That is huge. That's huge. That's huge. And I love the fact, if you haven't noticed, if you guys missed it, the knee pads are in the shape of a heart. So if you guys missed that, that's a key feature. And so she ties in so many different aspects into this doll. And you're right? I had another young lady on the show, just as amazing as you. I believe she was an engineer as well. I don't know what's going on in engineer community, but a movement is happening, right? So one of the things that lady did was she created jammies. She created clothing for undies for kids, and just like what you said, she wanted the jammies to have a picture of the kids, so the kids can see themselves. I can see myself in this image, right? The dolls with the Caucasian hair and the blue eyes, that doesn't look like me. And so what you're doing is important, and it's absolutely necessary. So I want to say here publicly today, don't give up, don't stop, don't quit, because we need what you're doing. We absolutely need what you're giving. Give it up for Miss Somide, y'all. Give it up to Somide. She is changing the world one doll at a time. And this is absolutely necessary in our organization, in the community. How much does a doll cost? What does it cost, and what does it all come with?
Okay, so right now it is on pre-order only, and it is retailing for $69 on our website. So you can get it on our website, nowhere else, because it's still in pre-orders. And it just comes as you see her, with the clothing, the hair, the voice box on the back that you can just press. And also we have on our website, actually have free videos that kids can watch to learn other computer science concepts. Like in my activity books, I actually go through some of those activities in the books. I have one for boys and for girls. The only difference are the illustrations. All the computer science activities are all the same. But yeah, so they can go on our website and watch those free videos. And of course, there's more in the pipeline that I'm working towards. And the dolls, by God's grace, will be available this summer. Been working with the manufacturers, the factory. I've had some hiccups along the way. It's part of the journey. It's been kind of tough. But do you know why I haven't given up? Because of you guys, everyone that have pre-ordered and are patiently waiting. I appreciate their patience. They're giving me an opportunity to deliver. And because they really, truly want it, it's really been pushing me to keep going forward. So when I get to times where I'm having doubts, the factory is messing up, they're not getting designed correctly, I feel like, oh, maybe I should let this go. It actually encourages me to move forward. So thank you.
Please do. Please do. We need to encourage her, y'all. We need to uplift her, y'all. This woman is changing the absolute setting of the environment, and she's changing the world $1 at a time. And so, like I said before, please don't give up. We need what you're doing. What you're doing is incredible and it's impactful, and it's absolutely necessary. We have one more quick commercial break. You guys stay tuned, stay engaged, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Are you a local business looking to offer your customers easy access to cash without having to travel miles? We're here to help. At Norman Legacy Investments, we provide free ATMs with free installation that provide a suitable investment for your business. Even better, we offer you some profit sharing and handle everything from start to finish. Just reach out to us today to schedule a free consultation.
We have the incredible Miss Somide here on Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and she is changing the world one household, one doll with her Xiaomi doll, one at a time. And she is absolutely necessary. And she's here to teach us, y'all, and to show the importance of computer science in the community and how necessary it is. If you missed that, go back, check it out, and tune in because you are in for a treat. She's an absolute gem and absolutely dynamic.
All right.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mike. Mr. Mike, what you've mentioned the obstacles that you face, and you are destined for greatness. And I appreciate what you're doing. And it has to be profound. It has to be from God, because or else you would have given up a long time ago. And that's what keeps you pushing. And so what advice would you give to the young entrepreneur in the audience or a future leader out in the audience? What advice would you give to them who's tuning in and listening to this or going to watch this?
Aspire to impact lives, because you will be blessed in return. When you have that heart and when you cultivate that heart to give back to the community, to find a need to actually solve, you would tap into your greatness and tap into your purpose, because we're all here on this earth for a reason. So just pursue that to leave a legacy behind. As I mentioned before with the man that changed my life, Dr. Miles Monroe, I discovered him after he was dead. His work is speaking loudly for him. He left a legacy behind that is still impacting lives. And that's what you are called to do as well. The work you're going to leave behind will help out other people, and you will be blessed in return as well. So just give back to the community. That's all I can say.
Love that. Miss Somai, what do you feel? That Dr. Miles Monroe, every time you mention him, it makes me want to shed a tear because it becomes emotional. Well, because he's such a powerful man, right? And his words stemmed the globe. He was a nationally known speaker for not only what he was doing in the community locally, but what he did worldwide. And so we lost a true angel on earth, that man. And
yes.
If you all have no idea what we're talking about, who we're talking about, just type in his name. He is very Googleable. So check him out, and because Mr. Might is dropping gems here today. What do you have coming down the pipeline? What's in the future? What do you have in store for us down the road?
Awesome. Yo, so like I said, I do want to go into animation. So I want to go into 3D animated cartoon characters that teach and also entertain children at the same time. But also my other passion is to go into educational gaming. So I'm taking advantage of every avenue I can. So I already have ideas and specking out the kind of games I would like to create, and the computer science concepts I want to teach, which is very relevant to what's going on right now. So that's something else I would love to dive into. Yeah,
I see that. I see the Xiaomi doll on Leapfrog, right? I see
it's
that,
on
right?
Leapfrog?
Yeah, I get no, but I can see it in the future as you build, right?
You're speaking it.
Yeah, I'm speaking it, right? It's gonna happen because that's gonna be the next big thing: computer science and virtual learning. That's where we're headed. kids are at home, they're learning at school. And so you are in position right now. You're in the perfect position to take advantage of that. So it's going to happen, and I can't wait. I'm so excited for you. Oh my gosh.
Thank you for this opportunity to share my
Absolutely.
story.
Absolutely. You deserve it. What's your favorite way to give back to your community? You give back in so many different ways, but what's one of your favorite ways to give back to your community?
Honestly, just what I've done so far, one-on-one. I'm an inspirational speaker, so I do speaking engagements, and I love that. When I just start pouring my heart out and get into my purpose, it's almost like I'm preaching, but technically, I mean, I am a teen minister, so it might be coming from there. But just speaking from my soul and just inspiring people, that's my favorite way, is just encouraging and helping people find their purpose, to break out of shackles in their minds, to just go for it, right? Because one of the things that I did not allow to hold me back, you mentioned it earlier when you interview other women, is that fear factor. And as this is the comparison I normally do, because as a PM, you have to take account of risk, right? Risk that would prevent you from finishing your project. In life, if you have a purpose or goal to achieve, the risk is fear. Fear is the risk that can hold you back from accomplishing your goal. But what do PMs do to overcome risk? Is called risk management, mitigation. Risk mitigation. You put certain measures in place to reduce the probability of that risk coming to pass, of that risk happening. So same thing with fear. You have to put measures in place to prevent that fear from realizing. So for example, if you're afraid that no one will buy your book if you put it out there, well, do you know what? Do more marketing. Read more books, collaborate with other people that have created books before. Talk to them, get ideas, do your due diligence to make sure that you actually market your book enough. And also too, to make sure you actually write a good book, have someone review your manuscript, get feedback, your target audience. Like for my book, I have my nephew. At the time, he was 9, and my niece, I had them read my manuscript and give me feedback. And my nephew gave me a great feedback. I switched the person from, I think, third person to first person, because I was the way I wrote the book was like a narrative, but I switched it to first person, so it's now Xiaomi talking through, and that made a huge impact. So, proof your book before you put it out in the marketplace, because critics will come. They are always there. So that's one thing you do not have control over, and do not stress yourself out trying to control every single possible risk that's out there. But mitigate your fears as much as possible to give you more confidence. Because once you've done your due diligence, okay, I did this, I did that, now you have more confidence that, you know what, I think this is going to sell. But one thing I told myself, even before I launched, I was like, even if I only sell one book, even if I only impact one life, I am still proud that I did it. So I rested in that idea that I did something. I got off my butt and actually pursued purpose. I did it. I put my heart into it. And if only one person appreciates it, I'm okay. So once I set my mind right, that fear no longer held me back. And I just pushed forward.
Y'all saw that passion. That passion just came out. She was at the pulpit, y'all. She was at the pulpit. I'm sorry if I took you there, but that passion comes out, and it's absolutely incredible. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
Ms. Somide, how can my audience connect with you? How can we grow with you? How can we learn and be inspired by you?
Absolutely. Thanks for that. So I believe you listed my website. You can subscribe to our website. We also have freebies on our website. You can download free. I give away about 7 activity sheets from here, and I have about 20 in the book. So there are about 7 of them that's free that you can download. Also on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm more active on Instagram and Facebook, and he's just listed my handles for my company. My personal handle is CompSci ABC, which is short for Computer Science Bay. So those are the different ways you can connect with me.
Love it, love it, love it. Give her a round of applause, y'all. She is phenomenal. Phenomenal. If it's not a word, I'm making it a word today. Miss Somide, thank you so much. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for giving back in this way. I consider this a part of community service, and I appreciate what you do. Again, I have to say, please don't give up. Please don't ever give up. You are changing the world every single day, and the world is changed by your influence every single day. So don't ever stop. Don't ever quit. We need what we're doing. Our children need you. And so, if anything else, if you all have heard nothing else we've said this entire show, we need you, and we need you, my audience, to get inspired by her. So connect with Miss Somide, get on her website, get on her Instagram, stalk her social media, because she is changing the absolute world. Thank you all for tuning in to Gentleman Style Podcast Show. I hope this message has served you. I hope this message was impactful and helpful to you in some way, some form, and I hope it inspires you to push forward. Like I end every show, take care of your family, take care of your friends, and above all else, take care of business. This is Marcus Norman, Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and Miss Somide of the Xiaomi doll.